Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Today we are going to discuss about the day 3 of Navratri. So could you explain the significance of the third day of Navratri dedicated to Goddess Chandraghanta? Yes, Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. So the third day of Navratri is very special because it celebrates Goddess Chandraghanta, who symbolizes courage, grace, and serenity. The name Chandraghanta comes from the crescent moon adorning her forehead, shaped like a bell or a ghanta. This form of the goddess represents the balance between inner calm and outer strength. Devotees believe that worshipping her removes obstacles, dispels fear, and brings peace of mind. Yes, and what is fascinating is how her imagery guides us. She rides a tiger, carries weapons in her 10 hands, and yet maintains a peaceful smile. This teaches us that true power is not aggression, but the ability to stay calm while handling life's challenges. In the presence of His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji at the Art of Living International Center, this day is celebrated with the Durga Saptasati recitations, Lalita Sahasranama chanting, and Rudra Pujas. These rituals not only honor the Devi, but also invoke strength and harmony in devotees. Now, how is the celebration of Chandraghanta Devi unique at the Art of Living International Center? Yes, Jagadev, at the Bangalore ashram, the day begins with all the pujas and the homas and the parayanas. There is the Rudra Puja conducted in the Dhyana Mandir. The chanting of Om Namah Shivaya merges with the melodious recitation of Lalita Sahasranama, filling the entire space with the divine vibrations. Under Gurudev's guidance, the pujas are performed with precision and deep devotion. Thousands of devotees gather in silence, yet their hearts resonate with the sound of mantras. What is unique here is the combination of ancient Vedic rituals with the universal, accessible approach Gurudev offers. For example, while scholars chant Durga Saptasati with exact pronunciation, Gurudev explains its essence in simple language to devotees from across the world. Many foreigners who may not know Sanskrit still experience the energy and understand the meaning of invoking the Divine Mother. The focus is not just on ritual but on inner transformation, awakening the courage of Chandraghanta within each participant. Now, what qualities of Goddess Chandraghanta can devotees imbibe in their daily lives? Devadev Goddess Chandraghanta embodies both fearlessness and compassion. She teaches us that strength does not mean rigidity, it means flexibility combined with courage. Her serene face reminds us to remain calm in all situations, even while facing difficulties. When devotees meditate on her image, they are inspired to face life's challenges with dignity and without losing their inner balance. Absolutely, she represents the victory of dharma over negativity. In daily life, one can practice this by choosing truth over falsehood, kindness over anger, and clarity over confusion. Her crescent moon signifies a mind that is cool and reflective, while the bell symbolizes awakening from ignorance in the presence of His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji. Devotees are reminded that through meditation and Sudarshan Kriya, they can embody these qualities naturally by chanting mantras dedicated to Chandraghanta Devi. Individuals cultivate inner peace and radiates outward into their family, workplace, and society. Now, why is the crescent moon and the bell significant in Goddess Chandraghanta's iconography? The crescent moon is a symbol of calmness and clarity, just as the moonlight soothes the night. Chandraghanta Devi's blessing soothes the restless mind. A ghanta or the bell represents sound vibrations that remove negativity. Bells are used in temples to dispel evil and focus the mind on the divine. There is also a deeper yogic symbolism. The crescent represents a balance of Ida and Pingla nadis, the cooling and heating energies within us. When balanced, they awaken spiritual awareness, symbolized by the sound of the bell. During Navratri celebrations with the Gurudev, the collective chanting of Lalita Sahasranama and Durga Saptasati acts like a divine bell, shaking devotees out of lethargy and aligning them with Sattva, the quality of purity. The vibrations generated in the Yajnashala are not just ritualistic, they are an inner awakening, much like the ringing of Chandraghanta's bell. Now, how do the Durga Saptasati recitations on this day connect with the Chandraghanta Devi? Like the Durga Saptasati narrates the glory of Devi as a supreme power protecting Dharma. On the third day, the chanting particularly invokes the courage and compassion of Chandraghanta. Each verse is a reminder that Devi resides within us as Shakti, the energy to act with righteousness. Devotees feel a surge of strength when these verses are chanted collectively. In Vedic tradition, sound is energy. The mantras of Durga Saptasati resonate with the qualities of different forms of Devi. When chanted on the day of Chandraghanta, they amplify her qualities of fearlessness, discipline, and serenity at the Art of Living International Center. Please chant the text in its entirety while Gurudeva explains the significance, making it accessible for everyone. This way, both the scholarly precision and the universal essence are preserved. Devotees leave the Dhyan Mandir with a sense of protection as though Devi herself has enveloped them with her shield. Now, what role does the Lalita Sahasranama play on this day? Jagadav Lalita Sahasranama is the thousand names of the Divine Mother, each one describing a unique quality. When chanted on the day of Chandraghanta, it complements the energy of the Devi. Chandraghanta is a fierce yet compassionate form, and the Sahasranama reminds us of her beauty, grace, and motherly care. Together, they balance strength and tenderness. The Sahasranama chanting also has a vibrational impact, as scientific studies on mantra vibration show they influence brain waves, leading to calmness and focus in the ashram. When thousands join their voices in chanting under Gurudev's guidance, the entire space becomes charged with sattvic vibrations. Many devotees report feeling an inner cleansing, worries dissolve, clarity arises, and joy blossoms. In a way, the Lalita Sahasranama brings out the compassionate smile of Chandraghanta in every heart. Now, why do Rudra Pujas integrate with the worship of Goddess Chandraghanta? Now, the Rudra Pujas are dedicated to Lord Shiva, the consort of Devi. The union of Shiva and Shakti is central to Navratri. By performing Rudra Pujas on Chandraghanta day, we acknowledge that energy of the Shakti and consciousness of Shiva are inseparable. Worshiping both together brings wholeness. Exactly, Chandraghanta herself is believed to be the form of Parvati. After marrying Lord Shiva, her bell and weapons are gifts from the Devas, symbolizing that her strength comes from union with Shiva. At the Art of Living ashram, Rudra Pujas are performed with Vedic precision, accompanied by Gurudev's presence. Devotees not only participate in rituals but also meditate deeply, experiencing the inner silence of Shiva and the dynamic energy of Shakti. Now, this synthesis reflects the essence of Navratri, transcending dualities and realizing oneness. Now, how do devotees prepare themselves spiritually before participating in the pujas of day 3? Preparation is as important as the ritual itself. Devotees are encouraged to wake up early, take a sattvic diet, and maintain silence for some time before entering the Yajnishala. Many practice pranayama and meditation, especially Sudarshan Kriya, which cleanses the system of restlessness and prepares the mind to absorb the mantras. Yes, purity of body, mind, and intention is emphasized. The scriptures mention that before worshipping Chandraghanta, one should cultivate humility and devotion at the ashram. You will notice people seated quietly, eyes closed, aligning themselves inwardly. This calmness allows the energy of the Durga Saptashti and Lalita Sahasranama to enter deeply. Gurudev often says the true puja happens in the silence of the heart, that inner silence becomes a foundation for experiencing Devi's blessings. Now, what is the significance of Chandraghanta riding a tiger? Jagadev, the tiger symbolizes uncontrolled desires and impulses. By riding it, Chandraghanta shows that she has mastered these energies and channels them for dharmic purposes. It also represents courage and valor, qualities that devotees are invited to awaken within themselves. In a deeper sense, the tiger is symbolic of raw energy or prana. If left unchecked, it can be destructive, but under the guidance of the Divine Mother, it becomes a vehicle for righteous action. At the ashram, during Navratri, Gurudev explains that spiritual practices tame the restless tiger within us. Through meditation and devotion, energy transforms from aggression into dynamism that serves society. Thus, Chandraghanta riding a tiger is not mythology, it's a living metaphor for inner mastery. Now, how do foreign devotees perceive the worship of Chandraghanta at the ashram? Like the many international devotees may not know the detailed mythology, but they instantly connect to the energy, the sound of the mantras, the fragrance of flowers, and the visual of lamps and rituals all create a universal language of devotion. They often share that even without understanding the words, they feel peace, joy, and strength. This is where Gurudev plays a vital role. He explains the symbolism in such simple yet profound ways that people from any culture can relate. For instance, he describes Chandraghanta's bell as the call to awaken from ignorance. A European devotee might connect it to the ringing of church bells, while someone from the West might see it as a call to mindfulness. Thus, what might seem like a complex Vedic ritual becomes a universal spiritual experience under Gurudev's guidance. Now, what role do collective chants play in magnifying the energy of this day? Collective chanting multiplies energy. When thousands chant Durga Saptasiti or Lalita Sahasranama together, the sound vibrations amplify much like ripples combining to form powerful waves. The energy in the Yajnishala and the Dhyan Mandir becomes palpable. Many people describe it as a field of consciousness that uplifts everyone present. There is also scriptural backing. The Vedas state that collective chanting removes doshas or obstacles not only for individuals but also for society and the environment. On Chandraghanta Day, this collective energy invokes a protective shield around everyone. At the ashram, you can see people from 80 plus countries chanting together. It's like the whole world united in devotion. Gurudev often reminds us that when the world prays together, healing and harmony arise naturally. Now, could you explain the emotional experience devotees go through during the stasis ritual? Yes, the journey is profound. At the start, people often arrive with restlessness or personal worries. As the pujas progress, you notice a shift, eyes closed, shoulders relax, and a sense of surrender takes over. By the end, many devotees are in tears, not from sadness, but from relief and joy. I have witnessed this countless times. Chandraganta's energy is both fierce and compassionate. So devotees feel both protected and nurtured. Some feel their fears vanish. Others feel an immense motherly love enveloping them. The combination of Gurudev's presence, the chanting, and the sacred rituals creates a transformative atmosphere. Devotees leave a lighter, calmer, and more connected to the inner self. Inner self. That is the blessing of Chandraghanta Devi. Now, how does meditation connect with the worship of Goddess Chandraghanta? There, the meditation is central to experiencing the energy of Chandraghanta. Her calm face amidst her warrior form shows us that true strength arises from inner stillness. When we meditate, we silence the noise of the mind and tune into the quiet power within us. That silence is where her presence is felt most strongly. Now, in scripture, Chandraghanta is described as bestowing peace upon her devotees. This peace is not just outer quiet, but the deep stillness of meditation at the ashram. Gurudev often leads guided meditations after the pujas. The shift is palpable. The chants awaken energy, and meditation anchors that energy in the heart. In that silence, devotees feel that the Devi is not outside but dwelling within them. Now, how do children participate in day 3 celebrations? Yes, Jagger, the children are an integral part of Navratri at the ashram. They join the chanting. They may be sometimes sitting in Vishalakshmi Mandap with in front of a screen so as not to disturb other people, offer flowers, and often participate in cultural programs that depict the stories of Devi for them. It is not just about ritual but about play and devotion combined. They learn values of reverence and courage through these experiences. Yes, and Gurudev has a special way with children. He explains Chandraghanta in simple stories, like how she protects everyone like a mother, and how the bell is a reminder to always wake up for school with enthusiasm. The innocence of children adds joy to the rituals. Their chanting, even if imperfect, carries a purity that enhances the spiritual energy of the day. Now, how do the offerings on Naivedyam reflect the essence of Chandraghanta? The offerings made to Chandraghanta are sattvic, milk, honey, sweets, fruits, and jaggery. These symbolize purity, sweetness, and nourishment. Offering these items reminds us to cultivate these same qualities in our lives. For example, offering milk represents purity in thoughts, while honey reflects sweetness in speech. There is also a deeper symbolism. Chandraghanta's sphere's energy is pacified with offerings of cooling substances like milk and ghee. This shows that devotion is not only about invoking power but also about balancing it with calmness. At the ashram, these offerings are little distributed as a prasad, so the devotees also partake of that purity. Gurudev often emphasizes that what we offer outside is symbolic of what we cultivate within. Now, how is music used during the rituals of Chandraghanta Devi? Jagadish music is integral to Navratri worship. During the pujas, traditional instruments like the mridangam, veena, and conch are played. The vibrations of these instruments, along with Vedic chants, create a powerful atmosphere. Music helps dissolve mental chatter and directs the mind toward devotion. Chandraghanta's bell itself represents divine sound. At the ashram, bhajans sung after the pujas elevate the experience further. Gurudev often leads the satsang where thousands sing together. The power of collective singing is immense. It melts the heart and awakens devotion. Many devotees feel that the bhajans carry them into meditation effortlessly. It's as though Chandraghanta herself is present, smiling through the music. Now, how does Chandraghanta inspire fearlessness in devotees? Her very form radiates courage. She holds weapons in her 10 hands, but wears a serene smile, teaching us that fearlessness is not aggression, but inner confidence. Devotees who worship her feel an inner strength to overcome obstacles, whether personal struggles or external challenges. Now, scriptures say that worshipping Chandraghanta removes fears of enemies, accidents, or even untimely death. But on a subtler level, she removes fear of the unknown and the future. In the presence of Gurudev, this message is reinforced. He reminds us that fear arises when we are disconnected from the present. Through puja, chanting, and meditation, that fear dissolves, and what remains is unshakable courage, just as Chandraghanta embodies. Now, how is goddess Chandraghanta connected to inner discipline? Jagadev, Chandraghanta represents a balance between fierce energy and calm composure. This balance comes only through discipline. She inspires devotees to cultivate regularity in their spiritual practices like meditation, chanting, and selfless service. Without discipline, energy scatters, but with discipline, it transforms into strength. In Vedic tradition, discipline or niyama is considered as sacred as worship itself. Chandraghanta Devi riding a tiger shows control over restless impulses. At the ashram, Gurudev often reminds us that daily sadhana is the true bell of Chandraghanta. It awakens us each morning to walk the path with commitment. Through discipline, life gains dignity and grace just as Devi embodies. Now, how does the Chandraghanta Devi help in removing negativity from life? Jagadev, her bell is symbolic of dispelling demons of fear, doubt, and ignorance. Just as the sound of a bell clears space in temples, worshipping her clears the mind and heart of negative emotions. Many devotees report that after her puja, they feel lighter as if a burden has been lifted. Indeed, the Durga Saptasati describes Devi's power in destroying asuras who represent inner negativities like anger, greed, jealousy. At the ashram, when mantras are chanted in unison, one can feel these inner negativities dissolve. Gurudev explains that the rituals are not only outer ceremonies but inner cleansing processes. Chandraghanta Devi's energy purifies the environment and fills it with positivity. Now, what message does Chandraghanta Devi give to women in particular? Yes, Jagadev, Chandraghanta is a powerful reminder that women are embodiments of both grace and strength. She shows that softness and firmness can coexist. Women draw inspiration from her to balance family responsibilities with the professional challenges while maintaining inner calm. In Indian tradition, the feminine is seen as Shakti, the primal energy. Chandraghanta symbolizes the dignity of womanhood. Gurudev often highlights that when women embrace both the compassion and their courage, society flourishes. During Navratri, women at the ashram often feel especially empowered by her presence, realizing that they too carry the Devi's energy within. Now, how do the seva or selfless service activities during Navratri reflect Chandraghanta's spirit? Jagadev, seva is an integral part of Navratri. At the ashram, devotees engage in organizing food, arranging flowers, cleaning spaces, or helping fellow participants. Chandraghanta's energy of strength and compassion reflects in these acts of service. Serving selflessly is a worship in action. Yes, Seva channels the fear energy of Chandraghanta into constructive action. Instead of letting energy become aggression, it becomes contribution. Gurudev often says, service removes the smallness of mind. In this way, Chandraghanta teaches us that real valor is not in fighting, but in serving humanity. That is her true victory over negativity. Now, how is the presence of His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji significant on this day? Gurudev's presence is the heart of the celebration. A serene smile itself reflects the calm strength of Chandraghanta. When he sits in the Yagyashala or Dhyan Mandir during Durga Saptasati or Rudra Puja or Lalita Sahasranama, the energy multiplies. Devotees often say they feel the Devi's blessings flowing through them. His role is also a spiritual bridge. He explains complex scriptures in a way that everyone can understand, while the priest chant. Gurudev often helps devotees connect inwardly, making the experience not just ritualistic but transformative. Many feel that in his presence, the compassion of Chandraghanta comes alive, tangibly enveloping all in protection and grace. Gurudev.